Hello everybody. Today I would like to show you how we can deploy hybrid environment for Office 365 and SharePoint 2013 on-prem environment. I'll show you these whole integrations in 4 separate video. This is part 1. My name is Cyril Mahmood and I do work with Office 365 and SharePoint 2013 environment and also some other infrastructures, as we'll be seeing. Here's my small brief about me. Let's start. As you can see here, these are the key things which you actually need to consider before you do this sort of integrations, whether it is suitable for your organizations or not. Obviously you need to see whether your users need to be able to search, find and use an on-premise content and data while they are in the field or at the branch office. If you have a lot of custom applications developed in on-premise, those are the things you need to consider as well. If there are any legal or regularity considerations that could affect your decisions on where to store business data. These are the things which obviously needs to be considered in any enterprise organizations to take this sort of move. Okay, at the end of these videos, these 4 videos, what we are going to achieve, I would like to show you first in my small environment. Let me go to my small lab environment where I have got search. As you can see here, this is my on-prem Office 365 lab.au environment. I mean, this is your 2013 on-prem environment, and this is actually Office 365 lab. Yeah, you can see there .sharepoint.com. So this is the SharePoint online environment, and when I search, it brings the results from, this is my sites. It's actually from on-prem. As you can see, this is the on-prem environment. Okay, so this is actually you called inbound search results. Okay, and when I search from on-prem, so this is from on-prem, this is actually bringing the results from SharePoint Online. So this is actually a outbound search results. So first I will be implementing outbound search this demo. Okay, let me go back to my slide. Okay. So this is my small lab network. As you can see here I've got Netgear router as my bridge. It's used as a bridge, it's no more used as a router. I had to use Cisco RV320, which is doing all the routing, and this is used as a DHCP server as well. I'm using also a WAP, which is wireless access point, and this is for all of my wireless devices, because in this Cisco model I don't have wireless features enabled. And here is my full SharePoint environment plus my 8 Active Directory, Exchange and all other server. Okay. This is the environment which currently I'm using, and you have seen in my small brief demo the search results. This is that environment. This is the cloud environment where you have got nice cool features, Outlook, Yammer, OneDrive and Delve. And this is the on-prem environment where you have got DirSync server, ADFS server. So I actually installed, you will see in the later slides, I actually installed DirSync tool on this server. My Exchange server, reverse proxy server, DNS server, and this is my SharePoint 2013 environment where I've got 2 web front end, 1 app server, 1 database server, and web application server. And these are all the users, they are connected to the environment. So actually to do this deployment, what we need actually, okay, obviously on-premise SharePoint 2013 farm install, or if you want to upgrade Office 365 Enterprise or E1 subscription, which is just in a search only, or you can take E3 or E4 plans. I'm actually using here E3 plans. Directory synchronizations with or without password sync, but I would recommend to use with password sync, and I have also used with password sync. You'll get these options when you try to install DirectSync tool. Obviously, single sign-on, server-to-server authentications, and reverse proxy. So let me first tell you that because we're going to implement first outbound search, okay, how it actually happens. Any on-premise users, they search for any keywords, then the query is sent to the SharePoint Online, and the query goes with along with some attributes, which are UPN, SMTP address, SIP address, name identifiers. Then the user attributes from SharePoint on-premise are synchronized to SharePoint Online directory service using DirectSync. When all this SharePoint Online form receives the request, it looks up the online profiles stored to match those attributes of the user, and those are then passed along to display security trim results. What do you mean by trim results? It's like based on that user credentials and his authority, the results gets trimmed. This whole process is actually called as a rehydrations of the process. So now in this whole all these videos, I'll be using these sort of these parameters. You will see all through the videos. My SharePoint on-premise intranet URL is https onprem.office365.com.au. SharePoint extranet URL is the same. SharePoint online URL, as you have seen, https Office365 Lab BI. I used actually BI because I'll be using a lot of business intelligence work on this environment, especially Power BI. This on-premise domain is this one, and I myself is a test user. So first things we need to make sure that on our on-prem environment we have got all this service turned on, because this is actually prerequisite to these things. It is critical that on-premise farm has user profile service up and running. It is also required that it is populated with current data from your Active Directory, wherever it's the SharePoint farm is. UP on the local farm is used to determine what rights a user has, or what claims they have, what groups they belong to, so etc. And your subscription setting service and your app management service apps are dependent on obviously app management and subscriptions setting service applications. These are the prerequisite for SharePoint Online to be registered as a high trust in SharePoint Server 2013. Okay, this is used to establish the authentications between your SharePoint Online and the SharePoint on-prem. After having those service turned on, this is the next step we'll be doing. We need to verify that you have you own your own the domain. You are the right owner of that domain, and also you need to verify this domain to your Office 365 portal. Let's show you where we are going to do these things. Let me go to my Office 365 portal. Once you log into your online portal, you need to come to this your admin center, then come to the domain, and as I have already verified my domain, so that's why it's already there, as you can see. So you have to use add domain and follow all the screen things. So if your domain is hosted in somewhere else, as for example GoDaddy, so you need to actually take some of the parameters which is created by Microsoft when you will go through that screen of adding domain, and you need to add those variables to your GoDaddy credentials. It will say full instructions. So once you you have added this domain and verified that domain, that you own this domain, you need to install the DirSync. So to do these things, you need to go to the users. So as I have already done the my DirSync installation, so that's why I have got all these things. But what you should do, you would do in your case, you just need to go to, you have seen probably Active Directory synchronization is activated. Okay, so go to this manage and download this directory sync tools and follow the screen and make sure that you check that password sync options. Okay, and you can, before you can install actually idfix as well. This is a tool which finds common errors in your Active Directory that can cause directory sync to fail. Okay, this fixes those things. This is a really good tool as well. Okay, so let me go to my slide. So once you do this things, you need to verify your domain. You can verify is their sync, that the sync is working. Okay, so I've done these things. You can do in two places, either on-prem DirSync server or online. So I'll show you both actually. And one thing I need to mention, make sure that you need to install your DirSync server on a member server. You can't install these things on your domain controller. Okay, so I'll show you how we can verify these things. As I've seen, this is my DirSync server and this is one of my member server. This is the place where I can see, it's success or fail. If there's any fail, it will show the message. So this is one way you can see. Or another way, as I show you, is online. As you can see here, the synced with Active Directory is showing, so it means that it's synced. Though I've got it lost, so I just need to see. There's some issues probably. I had to reboot the server. Okay. Now, next step would be, after verifying the domain and installing the DirSync, next step would be the establish server-to-server trust authentication. So to configure server-to-server for hybrid environments, we have to establish trust with Azure Certificate Service. This trust broker, we have to establish the trust with Azure Certificate Service and the trust broker for both the on-premise and the online SharePoint server. In order to establish server-to-server authentications with Windows Azure SCS, the certificate of the security token service, which is STS, on the SharePoint server 2013 has to be replaced, because by default we use the self-signed certificates. Usually it's better to use a proper certificate when you do this sort of integrations. By default, obviously, SharePoint uses a self-signed certificate for its security token service communication. In my case, I have used actually a wildcat certificate, as you have seen. This is start.office365app.com.au. And one important thing is I need to make sure that you need to have actually two certificates, two format of the same certificate. One is a PFX format, another one is a .cr. Why you need that? In order to replace the STS certificate, the certificate is needed in personal information exchange format, including the private key. So that's the PFX format. And in order to set up trust with Office 365 and Windows Azure ICS, the certificate is needed in CER based 64 format. Okay, so I'll show you where we can do that. And you need to install, as I have got all these servers, I had to install all my PFX for the PFX certificate in all the SharePoint server. Okay, as you can see here, this is installed in my app server, so I need to install in WF Web Frontend 1, Web Frontend 2, all the servers on the farm. Okay, so this is in PFX format, but in order to get .cr format. You just need to open the certificate details, copy to file, next. So you just put a certificate and save it in your locations. Okay, so go to my, so that's all for today, this video. So we will go actually in details. There will be a lot of PowerShell script to establish server-to-server trust with Windows Azure service. To do these things, we actually we need to have a Microsoft Online Service module for Windows PowerShell on top of our SharePoint default management shells, and obviously sign-in assistance. So you can use this URL to get those things. Okay, so up to then, I'll see you again in that tutorial in the next video. Thank you very much, everybody.